Hey YouTube, what's going on? DP here at GC Blues. And it's been a while since I've done some baseball video. That's why I got the jersey on to do this. But recently I was online, saw a list of Major League Baseball stadiums from worst to the best. And what baseball stadiums got the best and which ones were the worst. I got all 30 lists. So you guys ready for this countdown? I'm ready for it. Now this came from I forgot the site. But this is the worst stadiums. I don't want you to see the whole list because I got it on the other end too. So, and as you see, I'm using the clipboard. So, you guys ready? Let's start off with number 30, Oakland Alameda County Coliseum in Oakland, California. Now, let me tell you something, folks. All the stadiums that are dual purpose, meaning it's big for football and half for baseball. Oakland Alameda Coliseum. It's the only one left. And now with the Raiders gone, the A's can now have the same to themselves. Once again. The last time they did that was back in '95 when the Oakland Raiders left for LA, and then of course they came back. Now they're in Vegas. Weird. 29. Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Technically the Tampa area. Now let me tell you something. Tropicana Field was originally called a dome. And it is a dome stadium. The main purpose when they built that dome was to attract Major League Baseball. But it was part of their convention center. Kind of like how the dome in my area, the Edward Jones Dome, was built for football only, but to get more concerts and stuff here and such. This one was to attract Major League Baseball, which did, and that's why the Razor did. But Steve, it does need an upgrade, folks. I have to agree. Number 28, Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, aka Kaminsky Park number 2. Now, let me tell you something. I live in Illinois myself. I live down south in what's known as Madison County. I'm closer to St. Louis. By the way, St. Louis is on this list, and we'll get to that in a second. Now, when we get to there. From what I see, Kaminsky 2, that's what's technically called Kaminsky 2, is not a bad stadium. I think it should be higher in the list. And to have it at 28, Kosha. Now, folks, how the person ranked this was because of food, the prices, the concessions, and a few other things. And I don't think Chicago should have been that low. Let's get right into it. 27, Rogers Center, Toronto, Canada. Hi. Hi. Folks, Sparky's here. Hey, come in. You can come here. Sparky, ladies and gentlemen, you probably saw him about right in here. About, about right in here. See where my finger was? That's where he was about. Now let's continue this countdown. 27, Rogers Center, Toronto, Canada, aka Skydome. For a stadium that old, like how Skydome is, I kind of have to agree to have it pretty low on the list. Especially for one, there's a hotel connected to the stadium. Yeah, you can have a room and bam, you can watch a baseball game for no extra cost. Come here, bird boy. Welcome. I'm trying to do a YouTube video. Don't be bugging me. And there's times people know that there was a baseball game going on and the game's probably televised. This was actually true. Believe it or not, there was a couple actually doing the dirty. Yeah. While a baseball game was going on, they were like, what's going on here? What's going on here? If you want to do something like that during a baseball game at Rogers Center, aka Skydome, close the freaking curtains. Literally. 26, Angel Stadium, Anaheim, California. Now, I think Angel Stadium is not a bad stadium. My parents went to it when they did the biannual Postman convention. Yes, believe it or not, the postmen have a convention. It's mainly for the union workers or the people who are part of the union, the like the secretary and the president and stuff. And let me tell you something. My parents went to annual that biannual conventions, biannual basically every other year, basically the Olympic year, every Olympic year. They did. They went. And it was fun. They had a great time. And the one my mom and dad went to was in Anaheim. And I got me a nice Angels hat out of it, which I still have, which I'll show one day. I'll wear in one of the baseball videos. But, Anaheim's not a bad area. And having the stadium on this list, the reason why it got pretty good is because of that rock formation they have in the outfield. But I think it's a good stadium. I think it's a decent stadium. So I think that should have been a little higher on the list, not lower. All right, 25. Yankee Stadium, New York, New York, the Bronx. The Bronx. New Yankee Stadium. That stadium has not been around long and is on the bottom of, number 25. I would probably think that'd be higher on the list. The guy did, put it on there because of the food choices. Come on, you're in New York, for crying out loud. What choices do you have for food? Besides a bratwurst or a hot dog or the New York style pizza they got there. Come on, be more reasonable. Now, some of these I disagree with, some I do agree with. Miller Park, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 24. I haven't been there recently, but they got their own microbrewery. I've never been to Miller Park, but rumor is they're going to change their name to get the beer out, basically. I like it better as Miller Park because you've got some microbrewery there. How is it? You go to a Brewers game, you have a very fresh, I mean fresh, Miller beer. Miller. Or Miller. Very fresh. Probably brewed that day. Can't beat that, can you? Especially a great Jacksonville bratwurst. Let's get into Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona. Pretty much the original dome or retractable roof stadium in the MLB. First one. This was technically the first retractable roof stadium in the MLB. The reason why, I don't know why it's this low on the list. 23. I think it should be higher. Because you got a swimming pool in the outfield. Over the fence, there is a swimming pool. You gotta have a ticket for it. I think that's a great ballpark. What other ballpark do you know that has a swimming pool in the stadium that you can be in? 22. Marlins Park, Miami, Florida, Little Havana. Let me tell you something. And this is one thing I really don't get is, there are people who were against that stadium from the first place. The team's not doing good, and they make a proposal for a new stadium. Well, of course, hello. Basically, the team did not really want to share the stadium with the Dolphins no more. And the Dolphins really did not want to be playing in a stadium shared by a baseball team. And technically, Joe Robbie Stadium, aka Hard Rock Field now, was made only for football, not for baseball. You can tell by the contour of the field. It was mainly for football. It's mainly for football, nothing else. So, same thing with Oakland. Oakland Stadium was mainly made for football, not for baseball. Yeah. But when they made the upgrades, they made it to accommodate for baseball also. But it's mainly a football stadium. It's not for baseball. It's not for football. It's for baseball. I mean, it's not for baseball, it's for football. So you can tell, right? Now let's get back into this countdown. Comerica Park, Detroit, Michigan, number 21, Comerica Field. Now, I've seen Comerica Field on TV, and let me tell you, that looks like a great stadium. I do want to visit it myself. Literally, I want to. I really don't see it low on this list. All right, 20. Great America Ballpark, Cincinnati, Ohio. Um, Probably not much to say about this one. I probably have to disagree. It's a great ballpark. It's been around for a while. I think it should be a little higher on the list. Let's get back into this. 19, Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio, where the Indians play. Very soon they're going to be changing their name. Which now is Jacobs Field. I think that should be a little higher on the list. I mean, a little lower on the list. Probably where Rogers Center is at 27. But, that's my take. All right, let's continue this list. Minute Maid Park, Houston, Texas. Formerly known as Enron Field. You know, Minute Maid's a good park. Originally an NL Park, now an AL Park. Um, no, I'm glad they took out that hill in the outfield. That was bad, having that hill in the outfield. Fielders are going up and like, whoa! But during batting practices and stuff, people, the teams loved it. The visiting teams loved that little hill. But it proved to be dangerous for some odd reason. The players did get hurt on it. Then you got the track, and then you got that little hill. It'd be kind of neat though. You climb that hill, the ball's coming your way. It's still going to be a home run. Bap. No home run for you. Here we go. All right. Trust Park, Atlanta, Georgia, aka Cumberland, Georgia. The Braves' new home. You know, Trust Field should be a little higher on this list. That's 17. But it's a great ballpark. But I don't really see the Braves should have left Turner Field. Now, Turner Field was a great stadium for them. Formerly known as Olympic Centennial Stadium, and then they converted it into Turner Field. And they tore down Fulton County Stadium. I think that would have been great for the Braves to still play there, but they gave it to the college, which I think was a good idea. But though, I think what they should have done was let the college play at the new stadium and let the Braves continue playing at Turner Field. Because Turner Field was the home of the Braves. There's still marking where Hank Aaron hit number 715 at in the parking lot. That's still there. You know, but now they're gone now. They're no longer there. And technically, the stadium's now annexed by the college, so pretty much why. All right, the new stadium for the Rangers, Globe Life Field, Arlington, Texas. Now, this was made prior to the 2020 season. Okay, I do have to agree this stadium is great. It's new, state of the art. I think it fits the Rangers very good. I think the old stadium was showing its age. So, congratulations, Rangers, again, a great new stadium, and I'm looking forward. Hopefully, you guys continue with yourselves. At 15, Nationals Park, Washington, D.C. Now, until Washington Park was built, the um, Nationals were playing at RFD Stadium, the old RFD Stadium where um, the United and was playing to DC United, and originally the Redskins were playing. And to tell you the truth, I think the new ballpark fits the Nationals great. Do I think it should be 15? I think it should be a little lower. Or no, sorry, a little higher on the list. Like top 10 stadiums. But, that's just my opinion. Let's get into it. Citizens Bank Park, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Home of the Phillies. Citizens Bank Park is another great building, another great stadium, made for just for baseball only. The Eagles got their own stadium, which is Lincoln Financial Field. The greatest thing about Citizens Ballpark is when every time the Phillies hit a home run, the Liberty Bell icon they have swings. You hear the dings. Like the Liberty Bell's actually tolling. That's your little home run moniker. I think that's kind of neat. You know, just like if you're at Midway Park, you got the train going. You know, it moves. So I think that's kind of neat. Um, so let's get. But you ready for this? Here we go. 13, Busch Stadium, St. Louis, Missouri. Yes, Busch Stadium. Now let me tell you something. I've been to quite a few games at Busch Stadium, and there's really no bad seat in the house. There is a lot of walking around just to get wherever you want, you know, or get to your seat. A lot of steps. But you know, let me tell you something. I think Busch Stadium should be higher on this list. We got great food choices. Ticket prices are decent. But let me tell you something. Like I said, there's not a bad seat in that place at all. Especially with the new Ballpark Village rooftop seating, kind of like you're in Chicago. You can't even miss that. Great seating. Um, my overall view of Busch Stadium 3, this is technically called Busch Stadium 3 because Sportsman's Park was renamed Busch Stadium when Anheuser-Busch bought the team. And then, of course, you know, they built Busch 2, and part of Busch 3 is actually in the footprint of Busch 2. And the uh, where Ballpark Village is the rest of Ballpark, you know, it's also in the footprint of Busch 2, and part of the parking lot is also in Busch 2. So, okay, good, right? Well, let me get back into this. I will have to say Busch Stadium number 2, or should I say 3, should be higher on this list. And if you guys haven't come to our stadium, come. We welcome you. We got, you know, the fans of St. Louis are always great. You know, we welcome you with open arms. You know, we might make fun of your team. You know, for all you New Yorkers who are Mets fans, and you know, I'll get to your guys' field coming up. You know, about the Pond Scum thing, J.C. Corcoran came up with that, and you know, I, I don't mind you Mets fans. You know, Mets fans are cool. Cubs fans, I can tolerate yous. Yeah, I can. I will never root for your guys' team, even if you guys pay me. I will not root for the Cubs. I'm sorry. Um, I will root for the White Sox. I'll root for the White Sox because it's more of a good team. You know, they're great and stuff. Um, but I will never root for the Cubs. I'm sorry. And there are good teams around that have good fans, and so come on over. We'll welcome you. You know, when I was working at Busch Stadium, you know, I talked to a few Reds fans. And I talked to a few Phillies fans. And I talked to a few um, Cleveland fans. So it's actually kind of neat. And to all those who watch my channel, if you're from those areas and you probably see my videos, I mentioned that, hey, I talked to these fans. I want to say hey to you. Hi. Hope you guys are doing good. Um, for Mets fans, I want to say AT is also. I got nothing against you, really. I got nothing against Mets fans. Like I said, we might tease you guys, but you know, J.C. Corcoran came up with that pond scum stuff. He did. He literally did. Let me tell you, you guys get a bad rap because of him. Well, let's continue this countdown. At number 12, T-Mobile Park, Seattle, Washington, aka Safeco Field. I think that's a great stadium. They changed the name to promote more of cell phones and stuff. I think that's kind of neat. Seattle, Washington, T-Mobile Park, another great stadium I want to check out myself, visit. Number 11, Camden Yards, Baltimore, Maryland, where the Orioles play. Great stadium, right outside warehouses. And by the way, folks, get this: if you actually go outside the stadium, you see these little placards on in the concrete. It's it's where the ball landed. Okay, it says this distance and who hit it in what game. Yeah, and there was one during when they had the All Star game. Ken Griffey Jr. hit the building. They put the ball marker right there on that spot, saying, "Hey, Ken Griffey Jr. hit his baseball right here on our building." Just think if it was a window busted. No, the window's busted, but they put the plaque right there. Kind of going to Camden Yards is a little dangerous, especially if you're in those warehouses right across the street. Number 10, City Field, New York, Queens. City Field, I think you guys deserve to be a little higher on this list. Great ballpark. Better, I think it's better than Shea Stadium, believe it or not. It's in the footprints of Shea Stadium, kind of like how Bush Street is in the footprint of our stadium, of the old stadium, and just like um, in the Bronx, where new Yankee Stadium's on the footprint of old Yankee Stadium, kind of. Can't beat that. All right, let's continue. Target Field, Minneapolis, Minnesota. You know, a lot of games do get postponed now these days since the Twins moved to their new outdoor facility, Target Field. I think Target Field's a great stadium, to tell you the truth. I think it's a perfect spot at number 9 for them. I think it's a great ballpark. Twins, you guys definitely hit the home run out of this one, especially you guys moved out of the Metrodome, which was mainly for football. That stadium was built for football only. So, congratulations, scoring a home run on that. Here we go. Number 8, Kauffman Stadium, Kansas City, Kansas, Missouri. Guys listed in Kansas. Let me tell you something. Kauffman Stadium is a great stadium. The I-70 series is great. I think that's a perfect stadium, and definitely needs to. I think it needs to be a little higher. Kauffman Stadium, definitely a good stadium. Number 7, Fenway Park, Boston, Mass. One of the oldest stadiums in the major leagues. I think that's a great stadium. Fenway Park, I think, does need to be in the top 10, but a little lower, I think. Great, but great area. I definitely top 10 stadium. Coors Field, Denver, Colorado, at number 6. I think this is also a great stadium. Another microbrewery inside the stadium. Fresh Coors and Coors Light in the stadium. Fresh. And there's a row of purple seats that represent you're 1 mile up. I think that's a great stadium. I think it needs to be a little higher, a little lower on the list, but definitely top 10 stadium. Number 5, Dodger Stadium, Los Angeles, California. Definitely another good stadium. Perfect. I got no problem. It's definitely a top 10 stadium. Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois. Now, this stadium, I definitely really want to visit. Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois. The friendly confines of Chicago at Wrigley Field, named after the bubble gum of Wrigley. Definitely, this is a top 10 stadium, but I don't agree at number 4. Maybe a 6, but not 4. But, it's a great stadium. It's the oldest stadium in the MLB. And get this, it's the only double A ballpark left in the majors. Originally, there was something called the AA League, and Wrigley Field was, believe it or not, the um, thing played. And Wrigley Field is the last stadium for that era. There's nowhere AA Fields left. Wrigley Field's the only one. How is it that you're in the oldest ballpark in the major leagues and you have a team that has played in that stadium? Playing the same. It's great. Number 3, PNC Park, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now, here's something about PNC. Game days, they close that bridge. There's a bridge right near the stadium. On game days, they close that bridge for the line. That's I think it's right near a gate. But a great stadium. Do I agree it's a top 10? Yes, I agree it's a top 10 stadium. Basically, all these parks that I'm naming, um, besides mine, shouldn't be 13. I think it should be top 10. And T-Mobile should be in the top 10. Definitely. Now, here we go. Oracle Park, San Francisco, California, formerly known as AT&T Park. Here is another, or SBC Park, Southwestern Bell Park. Let me tell you something. That is actually a great stadium, to tell you the truth. The main reason why they built that is so the Giants and the Niners no longer share Candlestick Park. But the best thing is McCovey Cove. You don't need a ticket for McCovey Cove. What goes in there, it's all game for it. Grab it. And I think it's a great ballpark just for that. Great. I do think it is a top 10 ballpark. Definitely top 10. Actually, definitely top 10 in my book. And finally, Petco Park, San Diego, California, number 1. Petco Park is actually another good ballpark because he used an old warehouse as part of the stadium. It's actually connected into the stadium. It's actually part of the stadium. But what they did was they gutted that warehouse out, made it into what is now Petco Park. They made it part of the stadium basically. And I think that was an excellent idea. Uh, and another reason why they built Petco Park was because of the Chargers and the Padres don't share the same stadium no more. Of course, when the Chargers left, the stadium's now vacant. The Chargers are now in LA again. But what though? I do agree. Petco Park is a top 10 ballpark. Um, if you guys haven't checked out these stadiums, check them out. And with me, I do agree that some of these things should be lower on the list, some should be higher. I definitely agree. Oakland is the worst stadium. I agree. It definitely is the worst stadium, and I think the A's need a new stadium. They definitely need one. Um, with the Warriors moving to they moved to San Francisco, I think what they need to do is tear down the old Oracle Arena and build the new stadium in the footprint of that, expand it, and then the A's can be in the new stadium. Great, baseball only, perfect for them. But folks, tell me what you think of this list. Where do you think these stadiums lie? Do you agree that some of these stadiums are top 10? Do you agree that Oakland's the worst? Do you agree that Petco Park is the best? Tell me your opinion. Okay? Leave your comments below. And that's about it. And remember, folks, baseball's starting soon. We've been hearing reports that the season might start in May now, but we really don't know. But, spring training will be starting up about February, we're hoping. We're really praying, folks. Things are back to normal and we're back into the games because this is one jersey I definitely want to wear at games. Clearly, this jersey, I bought this for the games, really. I'm really looking forward to wearing it out for games. Um, but remember, folks, as always, stay safe, take care, wear your mask when you're out, do what we can to beat this. And also remember, folks, the vaccines are out. If you want to get one, get one. It's your decision if you want to get one or not. Um, but we can beat this, folks. We can beat this. Love you guys a lot. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys around.